So welcome back to my channel, this time for a long-term review, more in-depth review of the Hasselblad 28P lens for the X system cameras. Here shown on my X2D camera, on which I'm shooting it most of the time, but I also use it on my X1D Mark II. I have done a first impressions video on this lens, which you can see up here. But this time I'm going into more depth because I've shot it for more than 3 months now. So I think I know quite a lot about how this lens actually performs. So let's get into the video. One thing that I love very much about this lens is the size of it. If you remove the hood, it's a very compact lens, and also has a protector on it. So now it's a very compact lens, and it suits me fine to have this lens and the 45mm P lens, also the small compact 45mm together with this. And I soon hope to have the 90mm 2.5 lens, which Hasselblad actually launched more than a year ago, but I still haven't received my copy of it. And few people have actually received it. But that will be an awesome travel setup for me with this camera and those 3 lenses. But as I said, I love the compactness of this lens. But the compact size of this lens is not the only good thing about it. It also has to provide good sharpness and low vignetting if I should like it, and maybe also lacking chromatic aberration. So let's have a look at how some images have come out. Now let us look at the sharpness of the Hasselblad XCD 28p lens. If we look at this image shot at f4 and look in the center, it looks pretty sharp. But let's make a comparison and compare it to the f8 at f8. Just get these two equal. Now you can see that f4 looks actually a bit sharper than f8, and that's a bit peculiar. But let's look to the corners then, see how it behaves here. And here it's opposite. The f8 is a bit sharper than f4. That's not unexpected, of course. But let's try to look at the f16 then. How does that look? And f16 is almost the same sharpness as f4. It's not as sharp as f8, so f8 is best in the corners. But what about in the middle? If we go back to the middle and look at f4 versus f16, then f4 actually looks better. So this lens is pretty sharp in the middle, wide open. If we go to f32, which is the lowest value f-stop you can have, the smallest aperture, you see that the diffraction is really spoiling the image here. And if we look to the corners, it might not be that bad, but yes, it is actually. So f32 is yeah, almost unusable on this lens. F22 already also is not very good, but as we saw, f16, that's very good. Also in the center, not as sharp as f4. F4 is really good on this lens. It's a very nice lens, wide open. The corners lag just a bit. Yeah, the corners lag just a bit, but it's very sharp actually. So nice performance. I like this. So what is my conclusions on this lens? Well, I like it because it's a small lens, very compact, and it doesn't weigh very much. And I also like that the increased shutter speed of it goes up to or down to 1/4000th of a second, where the older lenses only goes to 1/2000th of a second. And of course it's a very sharp lens, as you've seen already from f4 all over the frame. That's a very nice characteristic. And I don't see very much distortion. I haven't noticed anything, and I haven't seen any chromatic aberration as well. That's also very nice. The focus ring is very good, and it also always has a manual override, so you can set the focus yourself. And then of course the autofocus in this lens is much better than I would expect from any medium format lens. It's very good. So there's not so much to dislike about this lens. It has a small amount of vignetting, but it's easily corrected in Focus, the Hasselblad post-processing software that I use. That's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, it's an awesome lens, and I can't recommend it highly enough. So I hope you liked the review of the Hasselblad XCD 28p lens with its aperture of f4. It's a lovely compact lens, and it's perfect for my travel setup, so I love to have this lens. I was very happy when they released it. Such a small lens with such nice characteristics. I love it a lot, and I'll keep it as part of my travel lineup for sure. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and also hit the like button, so also others can get directed to this video. But thank you very much for this time, and bye for now.